What's going on, everybody? It's Aaron from Go Big or Go Barbecue. Today, we're trying out a new rub. On the last video, you saw how we trimmed the spare ribs, and today we're going to cook them. We're also going to do the rib tips that we trimmed off just in our regular rub, trying to show you what rib tips are when they're all done, and because I don't want to waste the meat. So let's get to it. Alright, so for today's purpose of this video, we're testing out the new rub and doing our rub on the rib tips. So not really putting like a mustard binder on these ribs because I want to see what the flavor of this rub will be. And I also want to see a color comparison between our competition rub and the Cincinnati Chili style rub. So we'll set these back for a second and we'll put a little bit of avocado oil on these ribs. Avocado oil is nice because it is a neutral oil, so not a lot of flavor there. It'll just be a nice binder for the ribs. So I'll do a light coat on the back side of these ribs. I'm not left-handed. So really getting a good smell from this rub is there's a lot of cinnamon in there, which is traditional Cincinnati style chili. There's a little cocoa, allspice, and then your typical garlic, onion, salt and pepper, white sugar, chili powder. And I think that's it. That's in there. So we'll flip these over. I'm going to take this glove off so then I can use my right hand. And yeah. Rub a little olive oil just as a binder. You probably don't need it. I just always use it just to make sure the rub sticks. Yeah. It's kind of how we seasoned last time. Since we're only doing one rub instead of three like on our baby backs, you can go a little heavier on your seasoning. Plus, these spare ribs are a little meatier, so they can take it. They can take a good amount of flavor. Yeah, already real happy with the color that this rub's putting on the ribs. You're probably going to see that from the chili powder and everything. So we'll let that set up. Now for the OG, we'll just give this a spin and do the rib tips. So rib tips, there are inexpensive cut of meat. You can buy them at the store. You could buy just this piece at the store, I'm sure, or ask your local butcher for it because they're going to trim down ribs to that St. Louis style just because it's a prettier cut of meat. And yeah, but they're good. They cook up nice. It's a nice snack while you're cooking ribs. When we do the Hartville competition every year, or at least last year we did ribs. We did the rib tips just as a little piece for us, and we ended up handing out as samples. And people enjoyed them, unfortunately. That, along with almost every other competition we wanted to do this year, have been canceled. So we'll just keep practicing until we can get into one. A lot of you might be wondering where the kids are. I am doing this video on my lunch break from my day job. They are in daycare. So skipping lunch to show you how to make ribs. I'm just that nice of a guy. So yeah, we'll just put a little Go Big or Go Barbecue rub on here. We'll let these set up for about a half hour. Get the Traeger fired up. Won't be too much excitement in the smoking process. I'm going to do no wraps today. Again, I want to get just the full flavor of the rub that we're testing out. And color, I don't want anything to affect it, so we'll just be spritzing with water today just to keep moisture on the ribs. Maybe I'll do a little spray parquet if it's starting to look a little dry, add a little fat to it. But besides that, it's going to be pretty straightforward, so probably won't show much of the cook. But at the end, we're going to do cheese Coney ribs. Plan is to take the ribs, cut them into single bones, put a little onion, a little mustard, and a little cheddar cheese on top for play on cheese Coneys. If you grew up in Cincinnati, I'm a Skyline guy, not a Gold Star person, but Cincinnati Chili is life down there. Up here in Cleveland, it's not as much, but maybe we'll change that. Maybe we'll change the world with this rub. We'll see. So these are seasoned. Get them on the grill in about a half hour. We'll check back then. Thanks. Alright, so we are an hour into this cook. We're running the Traeger at 225 with hickory pellets for this. So let's take a look and see how these are going. Real nice color on these ribs. Rib tips back there are looking pretty good too. Again, just an hour in. We'll give them a nice spritz. We'll come back and check on them in about another hour, and then the next video update will probably be when they are done. Thanks. Alright, so here's the ribs. We finished them after about 4 hours on the smoker. So I'm going to hand the phone over to the wife. We're going to slice off one and see how it tastes. I've already tasted one, but we'll taste again. So we're going to go right out here. So I'm going to use these nice ones to make a rib Coney. So nice smoke ring, nice and juicy. Clean bite. You get a lot of the cinnamon and allspice flavor that's typical of Cincinnati chili. Not being wrapped, it's a little drier, but it's got like a really good smoke flavor to it as well. So up next, I'll show you what a rib Coney looks like, and we'll go from there. Thanks. Alright, so here they are. This is our cheese Coney ribs. So it's the ribs cooked with our Skyline Chili Rub, topped with a little yellow mustard, shredded cheddar cheese, and white onion. So I can already tell you it smells just like something you would get in Skyline. So let's have a bite and see what the experience is like. Cheers to you, Cincinnati. That is definitely as close as you're going to get to a cheese Coney that is not a hot dog. Got everything there. I'm excited to put this rub out there. I'm going to send in a couple samples, and hopefully we can get it on production. Sorry for eating with my mouth full. It's just really good. Like and subscribe. As always, go big or go barbecue.